All right, here's an interesting question for you. Have you tried a diet where you lost a significant amount of weight and you managed to bring it down? But after some time, you not only got fed up of the diet, but you put on all the weight and now you are fatter than before, heavier than before. Okay, have you had that problem? I'm pretty sure if you're watching this video, you must have had that problem. Okay. By the way, before I do go further, I'm supposed to tell you, as per YouTube's policies, I'm not a medical doctor, not a medical professional. I'm just giving you my experience. So before you take any risk of any change, consult your doctor. Okay. So coming back now, in my WhatsApp group now, one of the members, very well-to-do, successful guy, rich, whatever, everything, but he has a major problem. And the problem is he has tried every possible diet. He tried paleo, he tried Atkins, he tried, what is that, Mediterranean. He has tried juicing only, he has tried vegan only, he has tried carnivore only. So he has literally tried every possible diet. But even the ones which internet influences, you just drink this juice. They have just juice in the morning, afternoon, evening. He even tried ordering food, pre-packaged. They'll count the calories. But despite everything, he initially would lose weight. Weight would go down, 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 down. But after you'd reach a level, he would try his level best to keep that weight down. But then eventually it would not only go back up, it would go more than that. And he has reached his wit's end and he is totally frustrated, and that is where he approached me. Okay, and yes, I've taken his permission before sharing this video, but obviously I can't share private things. So he asked me what to do. Now, I will not tell you specifically what I told him, but I'll give you the gist of very important bits which will help you in this video. Okay. Now, see, whenever you try a new diet, what you are actually trying is you are saying goodbye to certain calories or certain eating habits which are part of your lifestyle. You're saying bye to it and you're eating controlled portions. For example, let's say you go for a total meat diet, carnivore. So you'll eat only meat. You will not eat crisps, you'll not eat chips, you'll not drink carbonated, juice or Pepsi or Coke or chocolates and this and that. So obviously you're depriving your body of all this. So because it's focused only on meat and how much meat can you eat, you will lose weight. But then at some point your brain and your body goes into that craving mode where you think of those delicious chocolates and delicious slurpy juice and that, fast foods. And before you know it, you're like, hell with this, man. One life, let me enjoy. And then you eat that donut, you eat the chocolate, you drink the juice, finished. Diet is gone. Until one day you get frustrated again with unable to breathe, you have cholesterol, you have you're like huffing and puffing, you're sweating when you're eating. I need to try another diet, and you go full vegan. There also same thing happens. You have said goodbye to certain calories. You have introduced fixed calories or fixed kind of meal plan. Once again, you reach until the point you get fed up. So the reality of the matter is these diets, it's more like you die. DIET. It's more like you die. And it's not sustainable. The reason it's not sustainable is because you still have the cravings that want, that, if you don't smoke, that desperation, your hands are shaking and you want to put that cigarette in the mouth. And, people shake, literally shake. When people don't drink alcohol, they can't sleep sometimes. So there is a lot of side effects. Okay. So now the question is, so what do you do? Okay, you can't just say, hey, forget it, man, one life and all that. There is a way, there is a method to how you can actually lose weight. Okay. And I was 125 kilos. I went through a bariatric surgery, brought it down to 80. And then after that, there was no surgery. I was gaining weight. There I use the principles which has actually worked. Trust me when I say this, I have tried every possible diet. I have tried every possible supplement. I have tried every possible steroid. I have tried every possible exercise. Okay, whether it is running barefoot 48 kilometers to trying HIIT program, I've not done Zumba dance, to running every day, running slow running, 21 kilometers, huh? Not a joke, 21 kilometers, to walking, to swimming, to cold water showers. I've tried everything. So I'm going to give you what actually worked for me. Now, the first principle which I want you to keep in mind is losing weight, no, or fat, belly fat. 80% or 85% is your food diet. 10%, 10 to 15% is exercise. Or I would say 90% is food, 10% is exercise. You know that exercise you do in the gym and the pump and the muscles and all that, that gives you, your muscles and makes you sweat and, you feel great, adrenaline and testosterone. But you're not going to burn any fat. And the fat that you burn is nothing, absolutely negligible. Okay. Even if you were to go running like David Goggins, let's say you ran the whole day non-stop, there also the amount of fat you lose is very small because all you got to do is eat one burger or one juice filled with chocolate and yogurt and cool stuff. You'll gain more calories than what you lost. Okay, so the first principle I want you to keep in mind is diet is 90% of weight loss. Okay. Number two, these diet programs, no, that you do, the problem is it is not sustainable. The reason being is you have a normal lifestyle. You have a way of living. If you were born as an Indian, you eat dal, chapati, you eat rice, you eat curry, you eat chicken tikka, all the masala foods. So if I were to put you on an Italian diet of salads and chicken and all that, initially you'll like it, but you will get finally fed up of that. Or if you have eaten Arabic food and I tell you to eat Japanese food, which is sushi and raw fish, you'll not sustain, you'll not survive. So when you go for a diet, it's a shock to your body and it's a new variety, but it's not sustainable. So number two is whatever diet programs you go on, even if you pay these people who cook food for you and send you pre-prepared meals, it sounds like a great idea, but I can tell you this, at some point you'll be fed up of that also. Okay. And I'm speaking through personal experience and dealing with clients. And the worst one is those products which you open the sachet and you pour. Many of these YouTubers, they promote this has 86 minerals and vitamins and this and that. And you drink green juice and purple juice. And bullshit. Yeah. Okay. So now the question is, Lois, then what works here? And yes, one very big objection you will have is, Loy, very easy for you to talk, man. You went through a bariatric surgery. Okay, stop talking much. You cheated. You made your stomach small. I agree with you that I had a bariatric surgery, and yes, it did contribute a lot for me to eat less. Now, the fact of the matter is, all of you can't afford or should go for a bariatric surgery because there are a lot of side effects, very dangerous side effects. And sometimes it is so uncomfortable, people have regretted getting a bariatric surgery. I myself, I'm suffering some of the side effects of bariatric surgery. So it's not a quick fix. You can try. I'm not asking you to try. I'm saying for those who go through a bariatric surgery, they end up losing the weight 10 to 20 kilos. Even sometimes people lose 30% or 40% of their body fat. Surprisingly, after 5 years, they start gaining it back. After 5 years or 6 years, whatever. I have also crossed that stage where I lost from 125. I was so fat. My stomach was like, 48 inches around my tummy, which was hanging like this. My wife, when she would hug me, her hands would just be like this on my stomach. She couldn't hug me. And now it is like literally like this. Okay. So um, I lost a lot of weight, but along with that came the side effects. But then I had to change my lifestyle, or I would gain the weight back, and then it would be even more dangerous for me. You can't keep having a surgery. So, what worked for me? I'll tell you what worked for me, and this has worked for clients. It's up to you. Do your research and decide. Which comes to point number three. And the point number three is a very simple equation of how to lose weight. See, how did you gain weight? You had a body 50 kilos, you ate every day, stuffed your mouth, so calories were going in, but you were burning less, so calories got stored. So when you do this again and again, every day, every week, every month, for years and years, you become fat. Simple. But if you put in 100 and you burn off 100, means there is nothing. But if you put in 100 and you burn 200, burn. Simple maths means it needs that extra 100 from the body, right? Okay. So which is where as human beings, we are designed to eat only when we are hungry. But today we eat when we are bored, we eat when we watch a movie, we eat when we go for a meeting, we eat when we just feel like it, we eat when you're tempted. Starbucks, fast food sandwich, okay, this thing pizza with your friends, or just a couple of snacks when you're watching a movie. We are not eating because we are hungry, we are eating to either because of a bad habit which has been formed, or to kill time, or to socialize. So the hunter gatherers, they would hunt the whole day, no food, evening only food. After they killed an animal and they cooked it. So only evening. So the first principle that I'll give you is, just as I told you, if you eat 100 and burn 100, you didn't gain anything, or didn't lose also anything. But if you eat 100 and burn 200, then you start losing weight. So the first thing what you need to do is cut the amount of food that you're eating. And how do you do that? You choose out of 24 hours, 6 hours where you will eat, but the rest of the time you'll not eat, and that is called intermittent fasting. Got it? Out of 24 hours, 6 hours or 8 hours you eat, and rest of the time don't eat. So you have a choice. You get up in the morning, don't eat anything. I used to do the same. I get up in the morning, don't eat anything until it is 6. First, before it was very hard. So after I'd get up, I could not stay without food. I loved breakfast. So when I got up, I skipped breakfast, so I ate at 12. Once I got used to 12, went to 2 o'clock, afternoon. After when I got up, from 2, it went to 6. We went to 4 and then it went to 6. So I was not eating until 6 in the evening. And then I pushed myself where I get up in the morning, drink only black coffee, no sugar, all the way to 9 in the night. So from 9 till the time I'll sleep, only that window I would eat. So you can choose either you fast whole day in the morning, like our Muslims, they fast the whole day. Okay. Or you have another option where you eat and then sleep and then you don't eat. So you choose the timings. 6 to 8 hours, only you eat. Rest of the time, don't eat. That's called intermittent fasting. Okay. What this will do is give your body time to burn calories, because your system is empty. They're like, oh, we have nothing coming in. Might as well burn all this. But if you eat something, they'll say, hey, stop burning, and we have good food coming in. Let's use that energy. Okay. So intermittent fasting. Number, I think 4 or 5 or whatever. Next point is the quality of food will define whether you lose weight or not, and what type of food. If you eat chocolates, if you eat ice creams, if you eat bread, if you eat carbs, fast-acting carbs, slow-acting carbs, carbs will not help you. especially bread and rice, all this processed food, you'll never lose weight because they are enhanced by chemicals. They are made to make more tasty. They are at the cost of its vitamins and minerals. Like, for example, simple challenge I'll give you. Apple, an apple, actual red, juicy apple. Eat one. After you eat one, eat another one. Eat another one. How many apples can you eat? I'm pretty sure at 3 or 4, you'll be like, oh, it's too much. It's feel heavy. But now, if I ask you to make the apple juice and you remove all that fiber, you'll be able to drink maybe a glass of 12, 14, maybe even 16 apples. So, one, you are able to eat only 2 or 3, another one, 16. So, which one you think you'll gain more calories? Because you have just taken the sugar out. So, in the same way, when you process any food, any process has gone through. That's why KFC chickens are very soft, tender, and juicy. Very nice, umami. But if you take an actual chicken, it's very dry and very difficult to eat the whole thing. A KFC, you can eat the whole thing. Okay? So, eat natural foods. Natural, I'm not saying natural means eat a live chicken, but food that is cooked at home. Avoid processed food. Okay? That is like noodles or anything like that. All right. Next one is please avoid drinking your calories. Pepsi, fruit juice, anything which is sweet and you're drinking calories, coffee, especially Starbucks, extra cream, extra sugar. Avoid all these calories. You don't need them. That is only if you want to lose weight. Okay. Next point is the first meal of the day that you're having. The first meal should be heavy on protein and heavy on fat. You obviously, if you're not educated, you'll be like, how can you eat fat if you want to lose fat? The problem is the name is given as fat, but it is not related to you being fat. Okay. Fat is nothing but energy. Like, for example, you must have heard bulletproof coffee, black coffee, if you put butter. I experimented with this and it works. It makes you satiated. Satiated means you don't feel hungry. It kills your hunger. But just don't drink one coffee today and say, yeah, I'm still feeling hungry. It takes time. It takes time for the body to be used to it. So what I recommend is if you're eating first, eat a heavy protein meal. If you're a vegetarian, it's going to be very hard because you eat too many beans, you'll start farting. So eat egg, fish, protein like meat. You eat that heavy, cooked naturally with lots of butter or even animal fat itself. That in itself will not only make you full, you will not feel like eating. Okay, it'll kill your hunger pangs, especially the butter and the fat. And the biggest one of all is it will support the fat burning process. But if you have anything that is carbs, carbohydrates, the body says stop burning the energy. We have quick energy, fast energy, which is carbs. Okay, so first meal should be heavy on not fruits, not anything else, meat, protein. Okay, with fat and butter. If you are during the fasting phase of intermittent fasting, I used to have black coffee, no sugar, with butter. That used to just kill my hunger. It takes time for the body to get used to. Okay. Next point that I'll give you is once you get used to intermittent fasting and you increase the number of hours, this is only for those who really want to push fat burning to a very high level. Okay. For a guy like me who was addicted, I was born addicted to food. I would suffer, I would shiver, I can't explain if I didn't eat food even for a few minutes gap. I managed to stay without food from few hours to 24 hours to 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 7 days. Then I went to 11 days and 15 days. Zero food. Now you'll be like, won't you get the gastric and this and that? If you get gastric and all that, there's something wrong with your digestive system. You need to contact a doctor because an empty stomach should not produce any gastric juices. Okay. You know what I was really surprised with this fasting that I did? It shocked me. Really, it shocked me. Um, yes, first day, the hunger pangs were crazy. Second day, still crazy. I would even feel weak and I would be lying down and I would be like, oh, shivering. And I'd be, first time when I did it. And third day, I literally thought I was going to die. I was like, oh, I can't take this anymore. But because I overcame that, very soon on day four or day three, it'll happen. You'll just not feel hungry anymore. The body will be like, the body reminds you of hunger. But if you don't satisfy it, it'll be like, oh, well, I'm telling him hungry, nothing is happening. Forget it. Let's eat the fat. There's enough and more fat to burn. Hunger is a feeling, it's an urge. And what I realized after fasting with no food for 15 days was we are just eating just because we are bored, because we have a habit. You'll not believe I was able to go through the whole day without food. Plus, I used to go walking 5 kilometers. Just imagine with no food. But remember, you have to get used to it. Like, for example, me, now I've not done walking for so long, I've not done fasting. If I suddenly do it, I might collapse. I have to slowly let my body get used to it. So it takes time. So, and when I was to fast, the body used to burn the fat. And then when I would go walking slowly, no running, nothing, slowly, it would burn even faster. And I'll tell you, I just lost water, I lost fat. And I realized I'm not feeling hungry. Okay, I feel hungry sometimes, but if I ignore it, I forget about it, and I'm working normally. Why am I eating, man? And to my biggest shock and surprise, which is the next point, when I reintroduced food into my body after fasting, even normal stuff, even a soup, normal soup with no sugar in it, used to taste sweet. You know what was the sweetest thing that I ever had, which I could not finish eating? Watermelon. I felt it was too much sugar. Orange, apple, too much sugar. I was like, this is too sweet, man. So just imagine, even vegetables, carrot, very sweet. So it resets your system. So the benefit of fasting is it will reset your system, which is very, very important. And in the description below, I'll put the recommended names of the people who you must watch their content to lose weight, to fast, and what do you call that? They will give you all the protocols because they are really experts at this. Recommended YouTube channels. I'll give you the names. One is Dr. Sten Ekberg, Dr. Sten Ekberg, Dr. Stenekberg. Then Dr. Eric Berg, DC, Ericberg. Then Dr. Pradeep Jamna Das. He is Pradip, Pradeep Jamna Das, JamNadas, and Dr. Jason, JASONFUNG. All of them will tell you how you can fast, how you can lose weight, how you can heal diabetes, blood pressure, cancer by just changing your lifestyle and food. Okay. I'll just give you the last 2 or 3 pieces of advice or suggestions, and then we can conclude and you can write down your suggestions or questions below. Next point is if you want to succeed now, you need to check your weight every single day. You need to have notes. You need to be committed to a plan. If you don't have a plan, if you don't have a routine, if you don't check your weight every day, you're bound to fail. I would do that every single day. You have to be obsessed about it, okay? The second last point, which I'll give you is, don't try everything at once, okay? Have a support group. Try slow and steady. Remember, For me, once upon a time, fasting for 1 hour, even 1 hour, was impossible. And for a guy who was addicted to food, I fasted 15 days without food. So you build the muscles of willpower and the body's ability to get used to it. And last, if not the least, remember this much: by fasting, by practicing intermittent fasting, not any diet and all that, okay, you're allowing the body to reset. It becomes like when you are born as a baby. It becomes like a baby. Everything. In fact, it will eat excess skin. It will eat cancer cells. It will eat everything. It'll just clean up the body. Because remember, what is our flesh? What is our skin? It's meat. It is food. Once we die, this becomes food for the worms. If a lion or tiger were to kill us, they would eat us because it's meat. So all this is nothing but food. So the body uses all the excess fat, all the excess cancerous cells, all the waste material. It will not eat your muscles, don't worry. The body has its way of doing things, unless you're doing extreme, like you didn't eat for 6 months. Well, don't do that. Okay? So it resets your body and you'll feel very different. Once you do it now, you'll not be the same person ever again. So I hope these points were able to help you. And to the WhatsApp group guy who took my service, I not only shared these bits, but I gave him a customized method in which he can succeed. So anyway, I hope this video has helped you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Good, bad, ugly. Love to know what you have to say. You guys take care.